This is the plaintiff, Charles Sadler. He says he's here suing the defendant for the legal expenses he had to incur to evict her. That's right, the woman's a professional scammer. She had marijuana in his house, and she tried to sneak her dog in when the lease clearly states no pets. He was forced to spend $1,695 on a lawyer, and he's here seeking that amount today. This is the defendant, Ms. Crespo. She says the plaintiff dragged her into landlord-tenant court, and she was forced to pay him in full for her back rent, which she did. His legal fees were waived by the court. She doesn't owe him this $1,695, and shame on him for trying to extort it out of her today by filing this false lawsuit. She's accused of refusing payment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff wants lawyer's fees for evicting the defendant. She's a scammer who had pot in the house. The defendant says he's extorting her. It's the case of you owe me for my ESQ.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Charles Sadler?
Yes.
You are suing Ms. Crespo for $1,695 in legal fees that you say she owes you. What happened here?
I went ahead and had served Ms. Crespo with some papers to vacate the premises that she's living on.
Because you were a landlord who was renting to her?
Yes.
And why did you ask her to vacate the premises?
Because she had a dog on the premises in the house, which it states in the lease, no animals whatsoever.
Okay.
Because I'm allergic to them.
All right. Now, do you live in the house too?
No, I do not.
All right. Now, there was a while when, after you filed a notice, she stopped paying rent, correct?
Correct. Immediately.
And at some point, you came up with some money and gave him some money. How much was that?
I went to court and they had me pay $4,800. He took me to court for $6,400.
Well, before that,
Yes.
Did you pay something else? Wasn't there some $8,000 payment? Or
No, we paid that. That was the total I paid him August 1st for everything, for back rent.
That was after
Yes.
the court?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were in court, what happened?
So I went to court. He was taking me for $6,400, which is $4,800 for 3 months back rent, plus $1,600, another $1,600 on top for the lawyer fee, which didn't make sense because $1,600 is how much I paid for rent. So it was like a whole extra rent.
Oh, yeah, lawyers are expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So they waived it. I was on disability and they just waived the $1,600.
Who's they?
His lawyer. The lawyer's son was the other lawyer that was there representing him. He wasn't there.
There should be a settlement.
Yes.
That where's the settlement? Show me the settlement so I can see what it was you were supposed to pay in that case. Did you get attorney's fees in that case?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it?
I have the blank checks.
No, I'm not asking did you pay an attorney for that case.
Mm-hmm.
I asked when your attorney, did the case get settled?
Case was settled in court.
Okay, I need to see the settlement. Because that'll tell me whether, when people settle something, they decide back and forth, you give me this, I'll give you that. Settlement means you didn't get everything you wanted. So I need to see what the settlement says. Do you have that?
No, trying to get a hold of the lawyer. He hasn't gotten in contact with me again. I did not know I needed paperwork here. I was never
Well, how are
given
you
it.
going to prove that judge ordered attorney's fees? In other words, if there's a settlement where you don't ask for it, that was the place to ask for it. If your attorney, according to you, the attorney said, all right, just pay what?
He told me to pay the $4,800. He was waiving.
How much did you pay?
I paid him the $4,800. I would have paid the extra if they told me, but I was on disability and he waived
Okay,
it.
and so did you make one $8,000 payment or a $4,800 payment?
I did. I got checks. I got a $4,800 check, and then I got for July and August a separate $1,600 each, and wrote July and then August on the checks.
Okay, but that wasn't my question. My question is, did you pay it all at once? I guess your answer is no. You just paid the rent, and then you paid the rent, and then was there another eviction filed after that? Why did you end up leaving, or your term was over?
He doesn't want to sign the lease, so I went back to court, asked for more time. I do have 3 children, and I just needed more time to find a place. So I got to the end of November.
You did?
Yes.
Without a lease? Wow, that was generous of the judge to give her more time in your place without your permission?
No.
So if you settle, and then all of a sudden you realize you were out more than you settled for, can you sue for the additional amount?
I think you've already agreed a number, so I think you need to stick to that.
So that's the issue. She says you're one bite of the apple, that's it.
You already signed the contract and everything, correct?
So you're stuck.
You're stuck.
You're stuck. You're stuck, you're stuck. Going inside the courtroom.
When was the lease over? Was there a lease?
Yes, ma'am, there was a lease. I have
The lease
copies
was
of the
over
lease.
when?
Lease is over October 1st.
Oh, okay. So it was just an additional month?
Yes.
Still. No, an additional 2 months then.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. That's it? That's all you got? Because, you decide when you're going to go to court. You shouldn't go to court without proof that it's owed. And it's not owed unless the judge in the settlement said it was owed. In other words, I know that you incurred it, but that's like you and I having a dispute. And then you and I agree to settle it for $3,000, and then you turn around and you go and you sue me for the rest of the money that you're owed. You can't do that. If there's a settlement, and it's over. So unless you're going to show me a settlement where she owed more than the $4,800 rent, where she owed attorney's fees as well, I'm not going to order her to pay it here because that's something that was waived by your lawyer, your representative, when they went there. No, you can't just shake your head and say is to, is not. You have to, you decide when you file the case. You could have waited until you had that. I don't think it's a lot to ask to tell you that if you settle the case, that you better show that it's part of the settlement that you're owed the money. You have to know intuitively, I know you're not a lawyer, but you have to know intuitively that you can't settle a case and then go sue for the rest of it. So my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
So without the proper paperwork, it didn't work for the plaintiff, and he is on his way out of the courtroom, obviously rather distraught. But it was his fault because he hadn't prepared. All right, Ms. Crespo, let me ask you something. This may end it for you. What do you think?
Yes.
You hope so?
I hope so, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck to you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. That's interesting, Harvey. What do you think?
So we get this all the time where people settle and then they try to get a second bite of the apple. If it is a fully executed settlement, you are out of luck. You can never turn around and sue. Now, there are times when people say, yeah, let's agree, and they kind of agree, but it's not a completed settlement. If it's not completed, you can turn around and sue for the full amount. But once you execute that settlement, you're out of luck.